everyone, and welcome to Book Buzz, brought to you by the Peters Township Public Library. I am Miss Shannon.
And I'm Miss Linda, and yes, you can believe your eyes, we are back. We are back for the second part of April in the events in Youth Services Department. And that's always a lot.
Yes.
We always have a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. And April's a pretty month, you know. It's hopeful. You know, we're still waiting on that nice weather. What?
April showers.
Oh,
I'm
still being hopeful.
Being hopeful.
Well, we have to, because we live here. You know, I'm just trying to be, you know, I have family, as you know, in Florida, that, you know, when the weather gets to say, I don't know.
65, they're freezing.
Yeah. And my stepfather will say, like, oh my God, you know, cold wave. Just to rub it in. You know, like a cold wave, you know, oh my gosh, whatever. So I still love them, but this is why we live here. I do like the change of the seasons. I do like the different, you know.
Our seasons were weird this year, though.
But yeah, it has been. It has been weird, you know. So anyway, that's us. That's Pittsburgh. All right. So we're going to.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's just move
on. What
on.
are we doing?
So, okay.
Making and creating?
Well, I wanted our, spit it out, March Maker Monday.
So fun.
Oh my gosh. Marble run we did. And the kids, like, had all kinds of tubes and the pool noodles that were cut up. And they took, you know, all this tape and masking tape. And our tables kind of fold down so that, you know, they look like a wall, and they made marble runs on the tables so that they were up. And it was a blast. It was so much fun. These kids had a blast. You know, I teamed them up, and, you know, I made the teams, you know, instead of just, you know.
Yeah, that makes it more fair.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then they get working with people they don't know, and that's nice too.
Exactly. I only had one problem, but we resolved it. So anyway, but this month, because as we mentioned at the last episode, we are, you know, doing mythology type things all month for this grant that we had won. Or I don't know if you're going to bring up the Circe book again or not.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, I'll keep talking. Anyway, so to keep with the mythology theme for April, for Maker Monday, we're doing dragons. We're going to make and I think I might do dragon eggs too, but the dragons are really cool. They're made out of pipe cleaners, and they're not super easy to make, but they're really cool. So to keep with that kind of theme, we're going to do those, and I thought maybe a really cool dragon egg.
Neat.
Yeah. So there I've done it. That's my theme.
Okay, cool.
All right. Maker Monday, April 17th. The kids come right after school, 4 o'clock. They walk over from McMurray, and it fills.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. All those tween things after school are very popular.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we have, so she was talking about Circe. That is what the center of our month pretty much is kind of following around Circe, which is a adult novel about a Greek goddess, and so there's a lot of mythology involved. So that's what I was talking about, pulling in the dragons. And there is dragons in Circe. So
there's all kinds of stuff.
There is all kinds of monsters. Yeah. Like her sister turns into a crazy monster at one point. Like eats people. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
A lot of good. It's a good time. It's a good time. So anyways, moving on. So our Writers Club is also going to be focusing around mythology. They're having a writers contest this month. And our Writers Club meets usually the first and the third Tuesday of the month. So this month will be the 4th and the 14th. Our tweens meet again right after school at 4 o'clock, so a lot of them do walk over from McMurray. We have lots of snacks for you, and they do like their snacks. The tweens eat more snacks than like
those tweens,
like 5 teen groups put together.
Oh, I know. They must all be going through growth spurts or something. They wiped me out of snacks in March.
Yes.
Like there was nothing left. I was like.
Even ate the last can of Who Hash.
Yeah, they did. That last can. Wow, they're a hungry crew.
Yep, and then our teens meet in the evening, so they meet at 6:30, like after dinner time, for our writers group. And a lot of our teen and tween things kind of work around those time schedules. Going along with that, again, right after school, we have our Tween Made program on the 25th. They are going to make mini Greek libraries using a recycled Altoid tin. I wish I had brought the sample. The stuff that Beth puts together for these kids to make, it just blows my mind. Like, and the kids' product looks just as good as if not better than her adults, like hers, the one that she makes, like the sample.
They get
like,
it. Yeah.
They do such a great job. It's awesome. I love to see it. So that'll be right after school again. Walk over if you want to, or get dropped off 4 o'clock for the tweens, and then again our teens will meet in the evening at 6:30 to make these little libraries. Super cute.
Oh, honestly,
The little miniatures are really cute.
How, again, the creativity is just,
It's fun.
it's amazing.
It's fun to watch for
Yep.
sure.
Well, then let's talk. We're going to move on. We'll talk about those hungry tweens. Yes, because we always have snacks, and talk about the Tween Book Club book again is Aru Shah and the End of Time. Every tween that is participating in it this month gets a complimentary copy to celebrate this mythology month. And also, I'm sure that if we hadn't given them all away at the kickoff, if there's any left,
Yes.
I'm sure that they'll be
Yes,
just
while
ask.
supplies last, we have lots of copies of Are You Shaw to give away and Cersei to give away at all these
Yep.
different events. So,
Yep.
we'll try to have some copies that you can even pick up just for attending, Maker Monday. Maybe you can get a copy or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
be nice
so
to have more
we talked about it
opportunities.
last time. Cute story about a girl that lives in a museum, and her life and how she's trying to make it work.
I'm not familiar with Are You Shaw. Before we started planning this, is it a series or is it a standalone novel?
Standalone, but there's a few of them. There are several.
Okay.
I want to say maybe only 3, but it's not one of those where you have to read one before you read the other.
Oh, okay. So it is a series, but not an ordered
but not
series.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But if you do like it, then there's more you can read of.
Yeah.
So same character appears in other stories?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool.
All right.
All right.
Sorry to confuse you.
Olympics.
The Olympics. Have you
This
ever?
is gonna be fun.
Now, would you, if you were ever to be in? Okay, here's a question for you.
Oh gosh.
I know. Prepare thyself. If you would have been in the Olympics, what sport do you think? Aren't you athletic?
No. I think I caught a ball 3 times in my life.
Were you like me? I was the last one picked on the gym
class,
team.
yes.
In gym class.
And in dodgeball, I hid behind. I would always find the biggest kid in the class
afraid.
and stand behind him. I hate.
Yeah,
dodgeball.
I wasn't
so
athletic either.
I feel like my Olympian event would be a spectator.
Oh, that's a good one. I'd probably be right beside you.
Yeah, I would
watching,
love to watch.
eating the. Yeah, for sure.
Get the popcorn.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah.
the
And root
sugar
them
coated
on.
peanuts or whatever. And
I wasn't athletic either. I mean, not in sports, but like in the dance team, and I did all of that kind of stuff.
didn't
But
do that either.
as far
No
but-
coordination. Nothing.
Oh, funny. Nothing, huh?
No.
Well, I wouldn't have either. And I was one of the last, because I was always little. I was short and, I was never picked. I have problems. I was never picked to be on the teams until the very last, and there was like, is this all we have left?
Right. Oh, I guess I'll take Linda. Yeah,
All right,
I
Linda,
feel you.
you're
That
on
was
it.
that was my experience too.
You were talking about hiding for dodgeball.
Yes.
Hiding behind somebody. I was at Pleasant Valley this morning they were playing dodgeball.
Yeah.
So they were in the gym playing dodgeball, and he's got some music in the background, and I'm peeking in, and I could see myself it brought back memories. I was like, and they're like, you're out.
Stress for me.
Oh.
I like Lucas loves it. They play it, and Justin was like, really? They still play like that's still like okay just to start chucking balls at kids and hope for the best. Like that hasn't been ruled out yet in life.
Nope. They
Interesting.
were having
they
a
do.
blast. Now, I
Well,
will say,
I was not having a blast when I had to play. And there
No.
has to be other kids in the world that are like I was.
I will say that in one, there were several gym classes while I was there, and the one when I peeked in, there were a few girls like up against like the backboard, like, you know, they weren't out or anything. They were just kind of, you know, probably hoping not to get hit. I was afraid to get hit too with a ball.
Yes.
You know, I didn't want to get hurt
Yeah.
and smacked. They threw them hard.
I know.
I know.
No, I don't know.
All right, so let's talk about the Olympics. I
Okay.
think this is going to be fun, even
It
though
is.
you and I will not participate athletically,
Right.
but we will be there.
But we are known for our announcing skills.
Oh, we are. Talking ability. Never at a loss for words.
That's true. I guess I could be a spectator or an announcer.
Yeah, that'd be fun to be an announcer. Okay, so we're having the Olympics. We're partnering, you know, like the Greeks started, you know, had their Olympics. So we're going to partner with the Peters Township Rec Center. And on Saturday, April 29th at 10 a.m., it's going to be for 1 hour inside, which will be nice. So we're not weather dependent.
Right.
We are going to hold different sporting activities throughout the gym for
grades K through 3. So
Yep.
it's for early elementary
Early
school,
elementary.
just to make sure that everybody's kind of in a similar like ability level.
Yes.
So we'll do different kinds of Olympic things, and it'll
rumor
be
has it that there might be
prizes,
might be some
incentives.
medals.
Yep, I don't know. It'll be a lot of fun. So you will register for that on our website, but it will be held at the rec center.
Yeah.
So make sure that you go to the rec center
something
that
different.
day.
We haven't tried this yet.
New location. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. All right, why don't
Let's
you
do
start
some
with
books.
your book?
Yep. So
'Cause you were
last
gonna
episode,
talk about that.
I talked about the Prince Honor book. I brought with me the Prince winner. Unfortunately, this is a copy that was before the awards went out, so it does not have the award on it. But this is All My Rage by Sabah Tahir. Takes place in a small desert town of Juniper, California. And there's some intense parts to this story, some different types of abusive situations. So I do recommend this for my high school students, not my middle school readers. But you know, it's got tons of really great reviews because it is the winner this year. So
That's great.
so it's this gorgeous star-crossed story about the cost of the American dream. Read this in a single day, Judy Picoult said. So,
Yep. Very
So
good.
That will be. I'm actually making my adult book club read this in April, so I'm excited to read it with them.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Well, as we talked last time, I was sticking with mythology. So I brought
Those are fun.
different mythology books from our department. So this round, I've got Goddess Girls.
They love those.
Yeah, and we've got a ton of Goddess Girls chapter books. This is Medea, the Enchantress. And again, I think like when I showed the Heroes in Training the last time, and now it's the Goddess Girls, I think it's a great way for the kids to get into learning a little mythology without it being like heavy or hard to understand or interpret.
Not as dark.
Not as dark, exactly. I don't think Medea, the Enchantress.
She's slaying something in that though.
Yeah.
Or she's enchanting him, I guess.
Well, no, the guy is.
Yeah, but she's enchanting him.
Yeah.
She is an enchantress.
Yeah. Look at her eyes.
She's enchanting.
Yeah.
She's got something in
Joan
that jug.
Holub, she writes so many great books for this age group. So, come and check out Goddess Girls.
Cool. So this is another award winner this month, Ain't Burned All That Bright. I want you to pick this up.
What?
Feel how dense.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you want to throw that in your backpack.
I mean, this is like the same. Wow, what a difference.
So it's because all the pictures are like photo paper. So it is a graphic novel. It is. I brought this because April is also National Poetry Month. So I'm going to talk a little bit about poetry. And this is by Jason Reynolds. It's called Ain't Burned All the Bright. Oh my gosh, I've been reading through this. As you can see, I'm about halfway through. It is a illustrated poem. It is it's only really 3 long sentences. The whole thing is 3 very, very long sentences. There you go. It's a Caldecott Honor book this year, because of the illustrations, and which are phenomenal. Like, even though it's only 3 sentences, it's taken me a while to get through it because you just spend so much time looking at the artwork. Once they go back and show us, I'll do a cook. But looks like he took almost like duct tape and painted over it.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what
the mediums he used.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's Jason Reynolds wrote the book, and then the artwork is by Jason Griffin, and they wrote it during COVID, and it's definitely like, although it is only 3 sentences, so it's not necessarily there's no cursing or anything like that in there, but it is more of a kind of a mature topic because the one character's dad has COVID, so it talks a lot about like that and kind of a bit in detail through both the illustrations and the text. But and it depicts a dark time, because it was a very dark time in our country. So the illustrations are kind of like dark looking. But again, it won the Caldecott, which is given to books every year for their illustrations, a book for youth. So, so great way to celebrate Poetry Month. It's an award winner, really, and I recommend this to adults too because I've never really read anything quite like this before. It's just phenomenally done.
I like Jason Reynolds.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, like his books. Okay. Guess what I'm doing? Another book from about mythology from our department. This is a popular one. Percy Jackson, of course. Rick Riordan. This one's Percy Jackson and the Olympians because he has different series, with Percy Jackson themes, and this one's the Lightning Thief.
That's book 1, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And we have a hard time keeping those on our shelves.
Yeah,
for years
we do.
It's been that way.
Yeah, so if you want to be part of the mythology theme and start reading some of it, book 1, Lightning Thief, book 2, The Sea of Monsters, book 3, The Titan's Curse, book 4, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and book 5, The Last Olympian.
And that series is being adapted into a Disney Plus series, so before you watch it, you should read it. They were made into movies. Fans of the books weren't necessarily fans of the movies. Yeah. So hopefully
we have the movies too.
We do have the movies too, but hopefully maybe the fans of the books might like the twist that they're doing on it for this adaptation.
Yeah, that's it. That's really interesting.
So I'm sure that they go out a lot. They're going to go out more once that's
and I really do. I love reading the books before seeing a series or a movie. I mean, I like to compare notes. And like the T-shirts say, and everybody says, the book is always better.
Yes.
So here you go, Percy Jackson.
So again, National Poetry Month. Oh, talk about another great one.
He's
Kwame Alexander. He is phenomenal. So his books are all written in prose. So they are really great for our reluctant reader or our struggling readers because there's a lot less text on a page. So you can get through a book relatively faster. It's not as overwhelming by the amount of text, but the stories are still really deep. Like, I've read a lot of his books. I love him. And if you do audio, which I know that we do, he reads them. So that's always nice. I always like that. But this is The Door of No Return. This is his first historical fiction for teens. It's about Kofi loves his life alongside the Quanta River in Africa, but the aftermath of a tragedy of a community wrestling match drags him away from all that he loves. This is the first book in a new series by him. So a lot of his books are standalone, and he writes for all ages. We have even picture books by Kwame.
Oh, yeah, and they're wonderful.
But his most, I think he writes the most for teens. So this is one of his first teen historical fiction, and it's a series. So if you like it, then it will keep you busy because you're going to know what else happens to Kofi in the next one. But again, all written in prose.
Like it.
Yes.
And you brought up a good point too about listening to the books and the fact that he reads it. I love that. I know we've probably mentioned it in here before because I know you and I love having a book going in my car and, reading one at home. I love audio, and I love being read to, and it is so much fun to listen to a book that the author is reading it.
Right. If they do a good job. Not all authors are good actors, so then
that's a good point. But if they are, that's true. If they are, you can get a different sense of it too through them, and the way they envisioned it might be the way that they pronounce things or emphasize or
and especially a poet.
Good point.
Yeah. Right, which brings me to my next book, but I'll wait a second because I have to talk about her.
Okay. Well, I'm going to skip to this book because I didn't want to run out of time, and I'm going to skip to this one because I've been talking about all these books and these series that we have available for the kids to read and enjoy mythology. But you can always as well go into our nonfiction and find this is Mythology Gods and Goddesses in Greek Mythology by Michelle M. Huell. And you know what? I'm probably going to have to give this to you if I can find a chapter on Hercules.
To see if the Disney version is correct.
Yeah, to see if they've got it. Actually, I don't even see them listed in here. But there are several books like this. So, and actually it would be good for me too, because when I read Circe for my, women's book club that I'm in, I am not familiar with a lot of that.
No, me neither.
In the Greeks and the gods and goddesses and mythology has never really been my strength because
everybody has some different things.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. So this would have been better if I would have known a little bit more maybe. And so, all right, I'll study Greek mythology. Cool. All right, I'm going to study. Well, go ahead.
Okay,
you read.
Cool. So back to Poetry Month. So Elizabeth Azavio, oh my gosh, I just love her. And all of her books are again written. Well, this one's actually, I lied. I forgot. This one's not written in prose. It's written regular.
Okay.
But a lot of her books are, like the Poet X, for instance. And then she just recently, last year, released a poem that is good. I wish I had the title. I don't have the title off the top of my head. But it's a similar idea to this one by Jason Reynolds because it is fully illustrated, and it is about her hair, and I saw a video of her reading that poem and talk about being powerful.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's like Colombian, and so they have like she's a very curly, like hair, big hair, and her culture, they would try to straighten her hair, make her hair look more like a different kind of nationality, and then the book is about embracing who she is and how her hair is and stuff like that. And her reading that was so good.
I'll bet.
So, but she does write a lot of stuff in prose too. But this is written in, it's just a regular fiction
novel.
But love this book. This is called With a Fire on High. I'm going to recommend it for my high school students. It is about a teen who loves to cook. So a lot of everything goes back to like her recipes, and everything kind of gets compared to her to cooking. She just loves to cook. But she's got a tough life. She is a teen mom, and she lives alone with her grandmother and her child. So there's a lot of that issues going on too. But it goes back to a lot of it, and she ties everything back to her cooking, and she just wants to be a chef. So really great book by Elizabeth Azavio. Love
Very
her.
cool.
And
like the cover.
I don't remember who read her. I listened to this one, and the audio was really
was
good.
It?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the Poet X is her novel that's written in prose. I mixed that up.
Cool. Well, obviously we have a couple minutes, so I can get to more books, and I can go back to the one that I skipped.
One looks terrifying.
I know, doesn't it? Well, who do you think it is?
I can see. Yeah, her snakes.
Medusa.
Ooh.
This one
I was
is
a fan of Medusa. She always creeped me out.
that just reminds me of the story I heard on the news. I got to tell you about this. It's all about snakes. But anyway,
I don't want to hear about that story.
Mythomania is another series that we have in our paperback section. This one is called Say Cheese, Medusa by Kate McMillan. Yeah, and you look, if you know anything about Medusa. I don't know a lot about everybody, but I do know about Medusa and her head of snakes.
And she turns people into stone.
Yeah, but
Right.
I'm more concentrated on the snakes because I am very fearful of snakes.
Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Not even close. And yeah, remind me to tell you a snake story later on.
Don't care to hear your snakes.
Yeah, so say cheese, Medusa.
Right. Do you have anything else to end us up with, or I have one more?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
So this one is written in prose. I brought the right one.
Okay.
This one's called Nothing Burns as Bright as You, which is funny since my other book was called Ain't Burned All the Bright. But this is told back and forth between being two girls. It's a story of their friendship. It's a little bit difficult to follow because no one has a name. They don't give anybody's name, so you don't know who's necessarily talking in which part because they don't have the characters do not have names. But it's just it was described as a lushly lyrical novel told over a series of one day, but back and forth between being these two friends and their relationship and their friendship. And look how cool the cover is, how their faces kind of blur together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A really neat cover art on
That
there.
is a neat
So this
cover.
is by Ashley Woodfolk, and it is a new it was 22 or maybe in 2023 publication, so new one. Lots of good culture in this story too.
Lots of good books. We got to a lot of books today. There was some good. You brought some good stuff. And I'm just ready to learn.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bring on the Greek goddesses and gods.
Poetry and all that fun stuff.
Poetry. Yeah. We've got it. Yep. At the library.
Yep. Sounds good.
So we will see you next time. Oh, I don't
For
even want to say
May.
May.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. And
See
then
what-
it's summer reading.
Oh, we'll be talking about that, won't we? Already. Oh, all right. Then we'll see you in May for some talk about the summer. I just want to go, no. I'm not ready.
Summer will be fun though.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So come back and find out
Yep. See you
all
next time.
about it. Out.